to my Madden 19 Dallas Cowboys franchise. Back at it again on this live stream for you. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it. So we finished up the preseason in the last episode. We signed players to our practice squad. We got done with all of the training camp necessities, but I just noticed before I started recording, looks like we lost one of our own. The Cardinals have signed Dorrance Armstrong Jr. from our practice squad. That was one of the guys that I put on the practice squad. So before we head into the regular season, I did make a couple of changes. Well, not like from the last time I was recording, but for those of y'all that haven't checked out any of the live streams with this franchise mode yet, let's take a look at our roster. Obviously, we still have Dak at quarterback, but we have TJ Yates now as the backup. Mike White, the rookie out of, we have Cooper Rush, the third string. Mike White, the rookie out of Western Kentucky, is now our practice squad QB. We still got Zeke, of course, but we did sign Spencer Ware as our backup because Rod Smith is out for about 4 weeks, I believe. And, of course, we still have the rookie Bo Scarborough from Alabama. We didn't really sign any new receivers, so we just signed a backup QB in case something happens to Dak Prescott because you never know in these Madden modes. Practice squad, this is what we're looking like here. We got Jarwin, Tion Green, Jaleel Scott, Noah Brown, Colin Jeter, Justin Hardy, Chris Covington, Mike White, of course, and Cameron Kelly. Those are our practice squad guys right now. We still got our first-round picks. No, I did not trade away a first-round pick to go get Earl Thomas. I was willing to deal it to the Seahawks, but the players that they wanted, they just didn't want anybody that we had as far as our current players. So we're just going to go ahead and roll with the team that we got. I guess we're just going to have to roll with them because no matter what I do, I cannot get Earl Thomas. And I had to turn the music all the way down, y'all. I'm sorry, but even when the music was still at like 9%, like I still was getting copyright claims from YouTube on it, so I just had to turn it all the way down to 0. I had no choice because I went back and listened to some of the recordings and my voice is not nearly dominant enough, and usually at times where I stop talking, YouTube will pick it up pretty easily and hit that as a copyright whatnot. So I went ahead and finished up the training, so let's go ahead and get ready for the first week of the regular season. I'm gonna do weeks 1 and 2 to start out the season. So I'm going to do week 1 against the Carolina Panthers on the road, and then week 2 against the New York Giants, and we're just going to roll from there. Play full game. So it's Friday night. Hope everybody had a good work week. It's a pretty simple week for me, really. Nothing really too spectacular. Did some writing, what I normally do. I'll be getting back to work next week, though. Go film some volleyball for Texas Tech. That's one of my jobs that I have. Mostly my occupation is sports writing, but I also film tech sports on the side, freelancing, things like that. Hope y'all enjoyed the live streams that I did for the long shot mode. I gotta admit, there were some things that I liked about that mode, and there were some things that I didn't. First of all, I thought completing the challenges were really, really tough. I really struggled with just about every challenge that Devin Wade had to do. Another thing I might start live streaming is continuing Devin Wade's career, because at the end of long shot mode, it gave me the option to choose to continue Wade's career in franchise or continue as Colt Cruz in Ultimate Team. Now, I don't play a lot of Ultimate Team. I know some of y'all in the comments have been asking me, what do I play the most? I will probably get into Ultimate Team a little bit, but I'll probably start doing a bunch of solo challenges off camera. Just kind of building up my team and trying to just get a good enough team so that when I go online, I can, my team will actually be decent enough, so to speak. So anyway, but here we are in week 1, opening day against the Carolina Panthers. Let's get it. So it looks like Carolina is basically the same squad. We got rolling here. They got Cam Newton, of course, the quarterback. Greg Olsen is the guy they're spotlighting in the pregame show.
And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before
I don't know if that's his hairstyle, though. I don't recall Greg Olsen having that hairstyle. And plus, I thought he was blonde. Did he dye his hair recently? I don't know. Y'all can correct me in the comments if you want to. I don't care.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be brought out by their 24-year-old quarterback in his third year now at the helm of the Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
And here we go with Dak Prescott and the boys.
But were they really
ready to roll out.
Remember, they were 13-3.
This is the real deal. We're not playing any more preseason games. This is week number 1.
How about they went from 4
you all know what the philosophy of this team is.
His second year.
In real life and in this game. We all know it and respect it. And what I mean is we're going to give him a good heavy dose of Ezekiel Elliott. He's the best player on the Cowboys. In my opinion, don't try to argue about it. You know, everybody wants to say, oh, well, the offensive line is like, yeah, the offensive line, but it's like, you know, you have skill position guys. Like take Joe Thomas from the Browns, for example. Now, I know he was just one man, but come on. They had no skill players. None whatsoever. I feel like I should have alternated out of that play. Oh, that was a bad idea. I just scrambled back, and Julius Peppers hit me with that sack. He's all fired up. I would if I was him. So we've dug ourselves into a hole already here. It's 3rd down and 18. All right, Hearns might be open, but we'll see here. Play clock's ticking, so I better get this snap off right here. Good catch by Swain. Ah, he's probably short by a yard. Yeah, he is. Let's go for this. I don't care. It's week 1. Let's roll the dice. Fullback dive up the middle with Holloway.
Nice completion, excellent game.
Easy.
Just a little short though with that marker.
I don't really know how Holloway's going to do as the Cowboys starting fullback now. Then again, they've only played 1 preseason game against the Niners, and he was just in there for 1 series when all the starters were in there, and then they took him out of the game. I don't know all the other fullbacks they have in training camp. Holloway might be the only one. I could be wrong about that. Who knows? Let's just run it with Dak. We got some room here. I tried to give him the wiggle sticks, but nothing really. But Addison didn't really bite on it. I gotta admit, I do actually love playing with Dak in Madden because he has. You know, he has good mobility just like in real life. So if I find myself in trouble, I can just roll out and gain some decent yardage. I don't want to have to do that a lot, I'm not going to lie, because I'm a little bit concerned that he's going to get injured at some point during the year. You know, then again, I feel like I shouldn't say that because I'll speak it into existence. But we'll see. Got Zeke open over the middle, looking for about a 4-yard pickup, I believe.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line.
You know, I've heard in Cowboys camp that a lot of reporters talked about how when they asked Garrett and Linehan, they're going to use Zeke more in the passing game, which I fully support 100%. I mean, I feel like they did use him a lot in 2016. 2017, I don't feel like they did as much. But then again, the man was also suspended for 6 games, so it's pretty hard to use a guy when he's not on the field. I don't really know if that sentence made a whole lot of sense. I was trying to lob it over Kuechly's head, but his pimp hand was too big. I don't know. I think I heard a YouTuber say that one time. His hand was just too big. We got Allen Hearns over the middle for a 1st down. And we got an injury timeout also. Oh my goodness. You see, I spoke it into existence, and that's what happens. Dak gets hurt on the first series of the game.
We'll be back.
Wow. Looked like he was holding his chest. Oh, that doesn't look good. He slammed his helmet to the ground. Okay, well, this is why we signed TJ Yates after the 4th preseason game. Now, Yates is a 67 overall, but that is still, I think he was the highest rated QB on the market. I tried to scramble around with him. If we had Dak in the situation, it would be way better. But anyway, regardless, it's 2nd down and 14 here. All right, let's see if we can get some decent yardage with Yates here at the QB. if Dak is hurt for a long period of time and golly, pressure was right in my face. But if he's hurt for a longer period of time, we might have to trade for somebody because muscle cramps. All right, let's sub. I want Dak Prescott back in there. I want Dak back in there. If he has to, yeah, he looks okay. He'll be fine. Unfortunately, he has to be thrown in when it's 3rd down and 14 yards to go. So let's see if he can pick up this first. We got Cole Beasley, and he held on to it. 1st down. There we go. That's Beasley's first catch of the season. And he goes for 15 yards. Not bad at all.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate. Gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now,
let's change this up to post reveal.
So if he's going to throw the football,
You got Swain kind of coming on a wheel route right there. Gates actually caught that just outside of the hands of Kuechly. Oh yeah, we signed Antonio Gates. That's the guy I didn't show before the game started. That's another guy we signed for those of you that haven't seen him in the first couple of live streams. I signed him, I think, after the first 2 weeks of the preseason, just because he was available still on the market somehow. I was really surprised. I thought somebody else would have picked him up, but they didn't. Anyways, we got Cole Beasley open over the middle for the first touchdown of the season. And we're looking good already. And he celebrates with his teammates, of course. Ain't nothing wrong with that. NFL's letting the... the NFL... I love that the NFL is allowing players to celebrate more because there were a lot of funny celebrations last year. I think my favorite one was it was like a statue celebration in the NFC division of playoffs with the Vikings and the Saints. And I remember Case Keenum threw a touchdown pass, and his receivers, offensive linemen, and him, they all celebrated in the end zone together. And that was really funny to see. But what my favorite part of that is that after it was over, Case Keenum stood still like a statue, and it was so funny. And I think I wrote on Twitter, Case Keenum sold it the best.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys.
Then again, maybe that lame end zone celebration of his might have been the reason he's in Denver now.
On the return, it's Kenyon Barner.
There we go.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25
so we're on defense for the first time. Let's see how this defense can hold up against Super Cam.
Now for their opening drive. They will be led out by their starting quarterback.
I will say, in real life, this is a very tough opening day game for the Cowboys. I mean, you're going up against a team that went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. That's a pretty tough way to open the season, if you ask me. And they got McCaffrey there. They got good receivers.
That was due to injuries on the offensive line.
One of the best tight ends in Greg Olsen. This is a pretty loaded team on offense. And they got some decent defensive players too. Oh, we fumbled, we got that! Demarcus Lawrence! Way to pounce on it. Now that's the way you open the season on defense. How about that? I think that was Taco that came in there with the SWAT. Knocked the ball out. Let's see that again. Wow, first play of the game on defense, and we have that happen. Yeah, it was Taco. He just jarred the ball loose, and Lawrence jumped on it. Wow, that's big.
2 seconds to go, first quarter.
And we only got 2 seconds to go in the first quarter, so... We took, all the time in the first quarter on that opening drive. And it's wide open, and Zeke's going to get into the end zone easily for the touchdown. Wow.
Ezekiel Elliott, 22
now that's how you open the
yards.
season.
And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
All right, we're an extra point away from taking a 14-0 lead in this opening game. How about that?
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense.
Definitely off to a better start than I have in the last couple of preseason games. I mean, it's regular season. This counts for real now, so we got to bring our A game every week.
Good by Bailey. So 1 quarter in the books on NFL kickoff weekend. 14-0 is our score. We're back to Uptown Charlotte after this timeout.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon.
I noticed that with
Gordon,
turning the music down, it also turns it down in-game. I might, next time before I record, I might make those adjustments and see if I can still have the music and I don't mean like the music with the EA soundtrack. I mean the music in terms of, you know, the typical NFL music that...
This offense trots back.
I mean, you Madden players know what I'm talking about.
Something to point out that we saw a second ago.
Didn't mean to try to
Some
explain
of the
it.
rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
All right, so the last time we were on defense, we forced these guys into a turnover on their first play. Let's see what we can do on this defense.
No more. You have to start, you know, close to the ball, and when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go.
Penetration in there. There we go. Nice wrap up by Byron Jones, not bad. 2nd and 10 for Carolina. Tampa 2
So
here.
it'll be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked.
Tyrone Crawford, we got the whole gang right here. We got a good defensive line. That's another reason I guess I'm glad that I didn't trade for Earl Thomas, because one of the players I was thinking about dealing away was Crawford, and he's a very good defensive end, so it's almost got me thinking that trading for Earl Thomas is not worth it. Maybe in the offseason, then again, you know, week 1 just started. Maybe in the next offseason I'll make a trade for him, or I'll just sign another free safety who fits our scheme, and go from there. But we gave him a pretty big pass play to Greg Olsen over the middle. Sean Lee was there to make the tackle, fortunately.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy.
1st and 10 for Carolina. Cam, I don't know what he just did there. He like pointed to the sky. Oh! You didn't fool us with the read option that time, Cam.
Tyrone Crawford.
That might have been a broken play.
Get him for a loss of 5.
I don't know 100% if that was a broken play or not, but Tyrone Crawford read that play perfectly.
I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an
he made the play easily. They tried to run a little play action read option pass, I think. You know, run pass option.
Up now on a 2nd and 15.
I don't know why I didn't say run pass option first. That's what I meant. Some of these terminology when it comes to football, I stumble my words on.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey.
Now what? Oh man, some of this play calling looks pretty atrocious for Carolina right now. Just stopped for 3 yards on the play.
Now 3rd down.
Big Jeff Heath coming up to make the play. And now it's 3rd down and freaking 18 for the Panthers. This is not ideal for them. You know, their stop on defense, we could really open up this one. Already at 14-0. Just keep putting the pressure on him. Cam, of course, is going to run. He ran backwards the other way. Don't know why he did that, but that's a bad decision, Cam, because we're just going to sack you for another sack. DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far.
When it comes to this season, I'm going to try to make sure that we beat DeMarcus to a multi-year contract, because right now, if everything is accurate, he's playing under the franchise tag right now. So we're going to have to try to sign him to a long-term deal to keep him around. That's one of my big objectives during the season, is to ink him to a long-term deal. I don't want it to be too long, but I'd still like him to be around for maybe at least 2 more years.
And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Panthers defense gearing up as they take the field. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running
You see, this is another thing that EA messed up on. Like, they talk about big-time hits, but look at all the yardage that's being gained by the opposing offense.
Doing their job,
you know,
they want to add takeaways to it. You need
plus,
to have more of those to go along with the big hits.
Based on what I've seen in a couple of preseason games with the way these refs are calling the helmet rule and all the new stuff and new rules they've implemented, it looks like that all of those hits would be penalized. That's just me. That's just what I'm looking at. We get a pass complete to Hearns over the middle. We still got a whole lot of time in the 2nd quarter.
By the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
So,
in today's football,
let's see if we can get something else going, but I still want to get Zeke involved as much as possible. He's our best player. And we got another great blocking right there. Let's see if we can... I didn't cut inside enough and wasn't able to break that one for a bigger gain. Still 24-yard run. I'll take that. I guess now that I think about it, outside of Luke Kuechly, the Panthers have lost some key guys on defense. I mean, they lost Norman a couple of years ago.
Show that he's right.
And it was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of dirty the way they did Norman. Kind of just saying, we'll ink you to a long-term deal. No, we're not. We're going to do something else. We're going in a different direction. I don't know. Then again, it kind of reminds me of the situation with Dez, but I feel like it was different. You know, Norman is still at the top of his game. Dez is on the back line. Kind of surprised that the Cleveland Browns didn't just ink him to a deal. If I was them, I would.
A reminder coming up
mostly because you're the Browns and you need something good to happen in the franchise for the first time in,
this year, scores and
I don't know,
stats
since
from
the
around the league here in week
War, I
1,
guess.
so do not press that skip button.
Alright, so we got a 2nd down and 5. Let's run this trap here. Got Swaim in motion.
On 2nd down.
Oh, they read that play very well. Still no huddle here. Let's see if we want to stretch play. No. Let's change that to a quick slant right here. Still got plenty of time. I don't want to get too greedy. But I'd still like to come out here with some points. We got Hearns wide open. Hearns been making plays so far in this one. He's been Dak's go-to receiver. I don't mind going to a couple of run plays when we still have over a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. I don't mind that one bit. We're gonna get, because we got some decent blocking on that run. Still no huddle again. Drive. Let's see here. You know what? Vertical cross here. I like this play. I like the possibility of Beasley getting open over the middle here. And I thought that was going to be picked for sure, guys. Oh, my goodness. That was a very, very risky play. I mean, Dak got hit and it totally messed it up. Right.
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Still halfback dive.
The Cowboys on 3rd down.
Still have 2 yards to go. We can probably pick this up on the ground.
This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Go, good blocking up the middle, and Zeke gets down to the 3.
They're able
to hit him with a counter here, see if we can get around the left side. That totally didn't work. Let's call a timeout.
Met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I don't want to get too antsy about it. Let's
now
just try
from
to
the
be
7, here's
conservative here, get some points before the half.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
Oh!
Hit jarred loose.
Beasley couldn't hang on.
Incomplete.
I thought he had it.
This is when force
3rd and goal right here.
Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
I wanted to take off with Dak. Didn't quite work.
Get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
All right. We don't get a touchdown, but we get a 25-yard field goal.
And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
With 39 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. I'll take the points. Obviously, I'd love to have a touchdown and really try to put this game out of reach, but it is what it is. And I think Carolina gets the ball to start the 2nd half. So they're going to be looking to chip away into this lead.
Hold on.
I mean, technically, right now, they got time.
What does it mean, break out just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
We turn our attention to the Panthers as they come out here on offense, and it's been an interesting 3-year run.
All right.
You look back to their Super Bowl appearance, then they dropped to 6-10 a couple of years ago.
All right,
Last year
get in there, Crawford. Almost.
So what in 2018?
I thought that was a fumble caused by Awuzie. Good coverage on the outside, Chidobe.
It's always going to be a tough mind.
Or Cheeto, as they call him. I don't know if they still call him Cheeto.
Cam Newton can be your short yardage.
I think that was what his teammates in Colorado called him, but I could be wrong about that. I like Awuzie, y'all. I really do. I think him and Jordan Lewis are going to be good. I mean, they're already pretty much starting cornerbacks for the Cowboys. Actually, they really are, based on, Skander now being there. The only thing I'm concerned about is that they're still very young players. Like, they're sophomores in the NFL, essentially. And I don't know. I'm just concerned that without a leader, like that's why I keep telling y'all, I want Earl Thomas because you need an older guy in that secondary to really galvanize the troops and lead them back there, you know, show them right from wrong, and
as we'll check
so they
in
don't
for the
commit stupid
first time
penalties.
with the newest member of our
But anyway,
family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime.
we are going to head into the half
Coach.
up 17-0. We outgained the Panthers.
Everybody. We've got a full slate of 16
big
games
time
here
yardage,
to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around
So
the
yeah,
NFL.
pretty good first half.
We'll get things started in the NFC. Arizona playing host to visiting Washington, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one.
Okay, so now this is something I didn't know about. Even though they're not showing real highlights, this math graphic, I like this, y'all. I like it. Ooh, wow, the Vikings are killing the Niners. I'm not too surprised, but wow, Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 interceptions. Ooh, Jimmy. Yeah, but this is really cool, y'all. Okay, so this is something else. Madden's surprising me a little bit more.
And they were victorious in that one over
well, the Eagles took care of business against the Falcons, beating them by 3. So Philadelphia already is dominating the NFC East. Pretty sure they played on opening night, so Thursday, so they played before everybody else. So technically, they lead the NFC East as of right now. Unless the Giants played at noon and we're playing at 3. I don't know the whole schedule of week 1. I just know our game. But that was really cool for the halftime show. They didn't do that in the preseason, but then again, I think in the preseason they just don't do as much, or they don't put as much broadcast elements as in the regular season. But I thought that was very cool.
I would love to have been in there because
I thought that's pretty cool. You know, that is in a way a legitimate halftime show.
But typically,
you know, you're going around the league, you're talking about highlights. You know, you don't have video highlights like in the old ESPN NFL 2K5 games, which is, honestly, that is the GOAT of all NFL football video games, if you ask me. Like, with all of the SportsCenter segments at the end of each week with Chris Berman and Trey Wingo sometimes they would bring in sometimes they would actually bring in Mel Kiper Jr. to do draft talk and stuff. And I'll tell you what, and 2K, can you imagine if 2K Sports made a football game these days? That would be so awesome. Because I feel like they would take a lot of the elements from 2K5 and they would just build on it. They would have some of the elements that, like you just saw in that halftime show with Madden, but it would just be on, like, steroids. It would be so much bigger. Then again, I know with 2K5, they had to get actual licensing and everything from ESPN with Berman and Wingo and everybody, but still, that was so cool. I absolutely loved everything that ESPN 2K5 was. I was a little bit sad because that was one of the first football video games I got, and then they just stopped the series. I was waiting for 2K6, like, for the longest time after they released Madden. But then I just realized that, oh, it's not going to come. And that was back when I was very young, so I didn't really get into, like, the internet stages. Like, I didn't even have a smartphone in 2005. And I didn't really use the internet except to, like, look up research for school papers and whatnot.
Newton gonna hand it off to McCaffrey, and he'll push this forward.
So we're still playing well on defense so far. We really have held the Panthers in check for this whole game. So yeah.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him.
Still, that
going.
halftime show was really cool.
I wonder if they might throw it a
I wish there were, like, video highlights for it. That would have been way better. Of, like, other games in the league.
Completely neutralized.
But who knows, maybe in Madden 20, they'll have some more elements. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos out there on players that are disappointed in what franchise mode has. And look, I understand it, but this, at least the franchise, it looks like they have done a couple of changes that at least makes me feel like that EA Sports is sort of trending in the right direction. They just need a couple of more shots in the arm, so to speak. And then they'll probably have, they'll be maybe not up to the level of 2K, but maybe just a couple of steps behind. Because I just feel like with EA being a big company, they should be able to get a lot of good stuff, but yet they just decide not to. And you got individuals that are dedicated to this game every single year. Like right now, this game just came out, and they're already working on 2020. they got people dedicated year in and year out to this game. That's a big crew, and I feel like if you got a big crew,
okay,
you could,
2 for 3
I
thus
know
far.
somebody in the audience is
This is
going
3rd and
to
11.
say, hey, why don't we do this? It'd be really cool for franchise mode, or why don't we do this? It'd be really cool for, you know, my player mode or something like that.
Pressure gets there this time.
But no, but is anybody listening to that intern in the corner? Probably not. Anyway, let's talk more about the game that's going on right in front of your eyes. Sorry, I get sidetracked sometimes, but it's 4th and 18. We forced the Panthers into a punting situation yet again.
Now on to punt as he
we can, y'all. I'm going for that shutout. That'd be a big confidence boost in week 1 to shut out one of the better teams in the league.
The Cowboys
because the Panthers, yeah, they made the playoffs last year. They were a wild card team.
This is sort of what you would call the put away.
Yeah, yeah, they lost to the Saints in the wild card round. I was trying to think who they lost to. For some reason, I thought they were a divisional playoff team, but I was wrong. They played they played in the wild card round and got bounced right when they got in. I shouldn't have let Hearns into a crowd there. It was just begging to be a disaster.
But you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Run inside and see if he can get loose a little bit.
It tends to create a lot of
Zeke has a touchdown. I want him to get a couple more yards. I'd say a couple more. I mean, I would like him to get over 100 yards rushing.
Absolute mess.
Blocking. Shrugged off that defender, juked a little bit, but we got the first down.
11 yards and it'll move the sticks.
He a boot slide.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead,
peripheral. Where we got Antonio Gates. See if we can get open here. Let's try this play out. All right, he's open. Nice pass. There we go. 7-yard pickup, maybe. Yep, 7 yards.
Pickup on the pitch and catch. He's been quiet today in
I like
the
having Antonio Gates there. It's like, you know, we had one of the best tight ends in NFL history retired, but we just replaced him with
use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they just take a corner.
Another Hall of Fame tight end. Pressure's coming. I didn't really like the look of the play. I was trying to alternate to a run play, but I wasn't able to do it. Dak just got crushed. I should have slid. Let's try for a couple yards in this game. Give him 11 yards that time and a new Dak played well. I'm really trying to be careful with Dak in his first game just because I feel like in so many games I'm just careless with him and I throw way too many bad balls.
Right near the 45-yard line.
I'm just trying not to
pickup and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I'm trying to make him look good, damn it. Everybody's on Dak's case like, oh, he's a system quarterback, he's a check-down quarterback. Give him a full playbook and he doesn't know what he's doing because they kept everything basic in 2016. But come on. If Dak wasn't any good, he wouldn't be in the NFL. He wouldn't have been found by Will McClay, who, by the way, for the Cowboys, is probably one of the best scouting personnel guys out there. I remember the rumors were that the Houston Texans were trying to lure him away, which probably would have hurt. But yeah, I remember them talking up Will McClay and how great he is in the scouting department. That guy needs to be the, if Stephen Jones doesn't want to be, when Stephen Jones is the owner, I wouldn't mind that one bit.
It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking
to
tack
cool
onto
element
their
I
lead.
like. Down as he walks to the bench.
So from Panther territory now, it's first
instead of like
and 10
on the field,
line.
Like during the middle of the game, you don't normally see that.
Ooh, inside, but
Zeke got. Looks like he was put in like a headlock or something.
There defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see
this isn't wrestling, damn it.
The difference between that and a pass blitz just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB.
Oh, no blocking.
In a run blitz,
Carolina's starting to sniff out what they're doing.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
I feel like because of that, I am getting us in a lot of third down situations.
Here, they got the lead. They want to keep
I'm not going to be
too
greedy here just because we already have a 17-point lead. And we really have dominated this game for the finish. We're just running with Dak. 5 rushes, 57 yards for Dak. He's got over 100 all-purpose yards in this game, so he's played very well. Like I said, I'm not going to be afraid to scramble with Dak in this room.
Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you have something about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone
3
is
yards
there,
right there.
waiting for him to take off.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box
It's
and make it
alternate plays. I
difficult
don't
for
like
them
the
to move
fact
the
that
ball.
Made it
Oliver's
very difficult right there.
I've had
Now
to
they
take
need
Zeke
to
out after
repeat
getting
that.
popped like that.
Bring 7, 8, 9.
Beasley just got popped. But we
And
gained
he'll go down
7
at
yards.
the 28. The reception good for 7.
Play action
It's
slide.
3rd down.
Slant route's
here.
effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the
Play
same
action
catch
here.
radius with the bigger targets.
Great pass, Dak. Beasley's wide open.
And he is out of bounds.
Great
Just a
sideline
yard or
grab
2
by
shy of the 10.
Mr. Beasley.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points
Run
and getting
Zeke,
their number.
touchdown.
Into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
I keep going to the team
Ezekiel
celebrations,
Elliott
but I want to get to the
already
individual
his
ones one
second
time.
touchdown here in this opening
Oh, is he going?
weekend. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
That's funny, like he's being tucked in
Turning
for
into a
nap
really
time
good
or
performance
something.
on the road, week 1. You're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the
Alright,
NFL,
and the extra
it's a
point is
great
good,
road
and we have a
win. I mean, it just does
24-0
not matter
lead
whether
over
it's
the
supposed to be tough
Panthers.
or
We've
not.
been
In
dominating
this
this game
particular
from start to
situation,
finish.
how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to
Oh,
do.
we had a bit of hiccups
So
on our
that
first
drive
drive, but other than that,
spans
that's really
13
it. We
plays,
haven't had
and
any
it
like
culminates in a
real
touchdown
big
run
peaks
by
and
Ezekiel
valleys. You know,
Elliott. Now it's
haven't had
Barner.
that so far. Now, I'm not saying every game is going to be this easy, because trust me, I feel like going against the Giants next week, that game will be tougher. We're going to have to go up against
Here's
Saquon
the
Barkley.
Carolina offense as they get ready to take
Saquon
over
Barkley,
here. These
Odell
guys
Beckham
had to
Jr.,
punt
who's
last
back
time.
from
It has
injury.
not been a very fruitful game
Always
offensively
dangerous,
thus
Eli
far.
Manning,
They haven't even made a
two-time
trip to
Super
the
Bowl
red zone.
MVP.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off
Nice
the
wrap
field,
up by
not
Awuzie.
really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let
Campbell
alone,
only has
not
7
even put
yards.
points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath,
Good job.
relax, try and figure out
Holding
what
him in
is
check.
working.
He hasn't been
and
able to
call more
run
of
like
that.
he normally
Brandon, to me,
can
what's
in
important
this
right here
game,
on
at
this
least.
drive is for them
Been
to get
able
at
to
least 2 first downs. They've got to
keep
give their defense a chance
throwing
to
the
settle
ball.
down, catch their breath.
Then
a
again,
little
at this
bit,
point of the
and then
game,
give up a touchdown on the
you
opening
need to
drive.
start
And they get
chucking
him
it
down,
deep
but
a
not
little
before
bit
he takes
to
it
get some
across the
points.
40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They got that one complete out to the flat,
Olsen.
Olsen.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They should have gotten more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open.
Oh, that's probably
Give him a ball
interference.
that he can use to get upfield.
That's probably
with,
interference
not just
on
catch and
Jones.
go
It
over
looked
the
like he was
sideline.
pushing.
It cost
Yes.
himself some yardage there.
Defense.
It is on Jones. I saw the animation and I was just thinking, yep, that's probably PI.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called
Sure
good
enough, I
guys
guess
didn't get a
correct.
call.
This
They
is
feel
one of
it's
the times
been
I
that
don't
way
like to be
all
right.
afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes,
Good
they
jump
did.
by. Oh, almost a pick by Lewis.
They're incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. Another wayward
wanna get
pass.
picked with
Things
somebody one of
started
these
out
times.
poorly in this game, and to be frank,
These
they just
DBs are
really haven't
lurking.
gotten much better.
And all that
They're looking for
does
something.
is embolden the secondary. They feel good
Get in
about
there,
what's
Lawrence.
going on.
Ah,
They
a
just
little
play
slow
better
coming
and
off the
better.
block.
Flushed out right. The improv act there,
Newton
good
down.
for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Still 3rd down.
The
I thought he
Panthers
picked
on
up enough for
3rd
the first.
down. They've hit 2 for 4
Oh,
thus
it's
far.
2-minute warning.
They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
All right, let me see if I can preserve a shutout here. I'd like to get that on opening week. I'd sure love that. Okay.
So it's Panther football as
2
we
minutes to
welcome
go,
you
up
back.
24-0.
And let's
This
see
game
what
is
they come
basically
up with
over with. The only
offensively
thing we
after
can do
having
now is
time
try
to
to
talk
preserve
it
the
over.
shutout. See the defense get in there
They're
one
looking
more
to throw
time.
for
Oh,
one.
it's still the first
And
one,
he finds
McCaffrey.
a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's able to get the
All right,
first
D,
here
let's
as he's
take it
taken
off.
down at the
Cover team now.
25.
It's alternate plays.
From the gun, here's Newton. And he'll toss this
Good coverage,
one
and that one's
incomplete.
incomplete.
Seeing no options, he throws it
Struggled all
away.
game long.
We'll see how
let him
that
get
is.
loose
Be
for any
quick,
big
but don't
plays on
hurry.
the ground or
Well, that went right
throwing
out
the
the
big
window
balls through the
there.
air,
He
which
was
is
hurried,
great.
harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
On 2nd and 10, Newton.
Based on how we've... Oh! Jordan Lewis with the pick.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
Nice juke.
And he will take this all the way up.
There we go,
past the
Lewis.
40-yard
You almost had to pick a
line.
few plays ago, and he gets one right here. There we go.
Thought they had something going.
Well,
there
looks like we're
going
going to be able to preserve this shutout for sure now.
But to no avail.
Hope was alive
Ice this one.
until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride
Yeah,
on,
but our
too.
running game hasn't been that great. I mean, Zeke has 2 touchdowns with only 85 yards.
No gain on
Which
the
is
play there. Second
Decent,
down.
but
As huge a threat as Ezekiel Elliott is with the ball
I think
in his
Dak has
hands
2
in the run
touchdowns as
game,
well, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
have to believe that the Cowboys want to
2
continue
passing
to expand him
touchdowns.
into passing game.
Oh, thought I could break away from Kuechly, but
They don't just have to throw it to him
pretty
on
hard to break away
screens
from that
either.
man's grasp.
They can make him an integral part of the passing
I'm going to slow it
game
down a little
and
bit,
increase
melt
their
the clock
offense.
here.
58 catches through his first 2 years, so you expect that total to go up.
I think that he can get 58 catches in 1 year if they choose to concentrate on it.
On 3rd down.
Oh.
And he'll be brought
Man,
down,
this Panther-
losing yardage back at
Well,
the
this
40.
Panther defense has woken up
And a
way
loss
too
of
late.
3 to bring up 4.
Way too late
Zeke's
to
having a great game here,
hope
Charles, in
getting
the
hopes of
second
a
half.
comeback
What was
here.
the difference rookie season to second season? Because he went from 5.1 yards per carry to 4.1.
Well, inconsistency. Remember, his second year,
I
Zeke
mean,
was in and out of
we're
the
lined up
lineup
in
a
a
little bit,
punting
as
formation.
well as
We're
his
not punting this
offensive
ball
line,
away. We're
where
just going to drain the
front
clock.
five pretty much played the entire
We're going to
way
walk
as
out of here
rookie
with a win on opening
Last
day.
year,
I
there
love
were guys
that.
in and out of the lineup due to injuries as well. Not the same continuity.
Well, things are clicking here in this one for him.
And that'll do it. We take care of business against Cam Newton and the Panthers in Carolina, 24 to nothing.
So
that's a way to start out the year.
Week 1, you had the fly over the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Dallas, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch
Take a look at
shutout
player
here
stats
in the
for
opener. And they'll
Dallas
return
right
home
here.
next week to take
Dak
on
Prescott,
the New York Giants.
117.1 passer rating, not bad at
they
all.
obviously fall to 0-1
12
with the
16.
defeat. And
122 yards and 1 touchdown.
As they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the
Rushing,
Falcons.
Zeke had 2 touchdowns on the ground and led the way with 83 yards on 16 carries.
Alongside Charles Davis,
Dak actually
I'm
had
Brandon
57
Gordon.
yards on
Thanks
5
for
carries,
watching,
which is pretty
everybody.
good to
We'll
see.
see you next time.
Allen Hurns was our leading receiver with 46 yards on 4 catches. Beasley had a touchdown. Defensively, Sean Lee led the team in tackles with 5. No surprise there. Jordan Lewis got a pick. And Lawrence had the most sacks with 2. So pretty good all-around opening day game. Can't ask for much more than that from the offense, defense, special teams. Well, not special teams so much. We didn't really punt it all in this game. Didn't really have a bunch of returns. So that's week 1 for you. We're gonna move on to week 2 against the Giants. Okay, let's go ahead and advance to. Actually, no. Hold up. We got a media question here. Jonathan Coachman, commentator. Oh, that's the guy who does the halftime show. Many folks, including yourself, thought this team would perform better last season, but things did not come together. How do you avoid that again this season? Well, I'll just go ahead and answer it right now. I'm not even going to choose one of those. We're going to try to make sure that Zeke is not partying, that Dak has had his head on straight, and that we don't have any players smoking marijuana. We don't have any players that can't stay off the weed. All right, let me quit playing. Let me look at these options. Players in the Rock need to stay focused on our goals. Start by forgetting last season. Coaching has to be consistent. Because Jason Garrett will probably be fired if we don't make the playoffs. Seriously. I am the owner now. Jerry Jones is not the owner. The owner is Maitland Rutledge, and I will fire you, Garrett, if you don't get us to the playoffs this year. Then again, I'm the one also controlling the team, so I'm at the risk as well. So it looks like Rod Smith is available to return from injury. We're going to keep him, though, at third string. Because we got Spencer Ware there. All right. Let's go ahead and start weekly training. Get this over with so we can get into game number 2 against the Giants, week 2. Going up against Barkley, Manning, and Odell. A couple of the rookies got some player upgrades. That's always fantastic. So it looks like the Giants won their opening day game as well. So we got 2 1-0 teams. Let's get it. Week 2. Playing at home for the first time. Make sure the uniforms are okay, because sometimes EA alternates them for no reason, and they trip me up. Like in the preseason game against the Texans, they had their blue uniforms on, and we had our blue uniforms on. Don't really know how that happened, but anyway. So we got week number 2, going up against those G-men. Big early NFC East game. Giants got some pretty good players, so this will be a tough game. I think it'll be tougher than the game against Carolina. Although I thought the game against Carolina was going to be tough, if I have to say so myself.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports.
But we got a good team, and we look pretty good in week 1, especially getting that shutout.
Season. Eli Manning
So
and the New York
let's get week 2.
Football Giants take on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel.
Knock-off Sunday Night Football logo right there.
We're ready for football as the
Anyway,
Cowboys get set
well,
to
we are
match
playing on
up
Sunday Night
with the
Football.
New
We are
York
playing on
Giants.
Sunday night, so we should get
Hello
it.
again, everyone. I'm
It would be
Brandon
so
Gunn, joined
dope
as always by
if, they had
Charles
Carrie
Davis.
Underwood
And
playing
Charles,
right
you
now.
take a
That'd
look
be
at this
sick.
Cowboy team entering play.
If EA Sports
They come
really
in
wanted
off
to
a
go
good
over the
win
top,
on
but
the
they probably
road,
couldn't
and
get
now
all that
they hit the
licensing
home
from NBC
opener at
Sports.
1-0.
And it's the defense that's really the star
Why
of
is
the show.
Russell
A terrific
Shepard
game
wearing
last
number
week. They
8?
got a shutout on the road.
That feels like something
And
they
that's
should have
something
fixed in the
that doesn't happen very often
preseason.
nowadays.
On the other side of the
anyway.
field for the visiting Giants, they too
The
were
Giants get
winners
the ball
last time
first.
out, so something's got to give
We're
here.
underway in
I
week
love
2.
it when both
Let's see if we
teams
can
come
get a
in off
2-0
of
start
wins.
to the
Great
season.
mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. The man bringing them out
Here
and calling
comes
the shots
the
under
man
center,
himself,
of course,
Eli
being
Manning.
Eli Manning in his 15th season
Two-time
now, the former
Super Bowl
#1
champ,
pick in
MVP.
2004.
When you look at the numbers that Eli Manning posted in
get it.
2017, there's
Defense
plenty
here.
of cause for concern. Lowest yards per
All right,
completion of
defense,
his
let's
career.
get off to a flying
Fewest
start.
yards passes since
Y'all
2008.
played very well last week.
His numbers
See if we
continue
can
to
take it up
drop in
against
terms
Manning
of
and
touchdowns
company.
and rising in terms of interceptions. But he's one of the fiercest competitors in the league, even if you can't tell it by his demeanor. And no, you don't hear about his workout program like Tom Brady and Drew
Good low
Brees.
tackle there by Sean
This
Lee.
is a guy that burns to win and wants to get back on the top of the heap.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Ellison get loose for 5 yards.
And we
but that's
take a
not
look
bad.
now at the New York offense.
Great time to focus on a healthy group of pass
They have a
catchers.
decent
How about
offensive
Odell
line,
Beckham,
but
Sterling Shepard, and Evan Ingram,
I don't know.
because health is the key for them.
I think
When
the
they're
Giants
right,
could be a
they
very
stack up against just
wild
about
card
any
team, and I don't mean like in
threesome
the
NFL.
sense of
Two
being a
terrific
wild card
wide
playoff team. I
receivers
mean more in
and
the
a tight
sense
end
of
that's hard to cover.
like you don't know what's going to happen. Oh, Sean Lee with the pick. second play of the game. Not bad at all. The General gets one. Man, our defense has played well the first 2 weeks for sure. Look at that. That was just a bad throw by Manning. I don't know where he was going into that one. He was probably just trying to go over the middle to Ingram like for a quick slant route, but Sean Lee was lurking. Can't throw lazy passes while Sean Lee's in the middle. Stretch play with Zeke here. Nice juke. He got an injury time out though. I don't really know who got hurt. Hopefully that wasn't somebody from us. So we're at 2nd and 2 here.
Prescott now.
We run it with Prescott up the middle. We're going to pick up enough for the first down. Nice 7-yard gain.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Dak ran very well last week. We picked up 57 yards on the ground. I don't want to run a lot with Dak. You know, I want to go to the air, be a real quarterback with him. But it's I threw that ball way too quickly. Oh my goodness. Well, we picked it off, but we give it right back. I thought I was going to have Gates for sure open over the middle, but I just think I threw it too quickly. I was quick to pull the trigger. That just didn't work for me. I should have tapped the button more instead of pushing it for the bullet pass. That's another thing. I hold down the button too much. You tap it, you throw a touch pass, hold the button down, it's more of a bullet. So, trying to control that a little bit better.
To the 32, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And he picked up 9 on the first play there.
And you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call.
The defensive line is really careful. They're definitely running it with Barkley here. If they don't run it with Barkley, it's stupid. Oh!
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage.
Got a tackle in the backfield. I like that.
Not enough there for a first. No gain.
Can go anywhere that time, Barkley.
And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Let's look at the defensive starters now for Dallas. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run. And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and to be the top.
Well, we're number 1 in the NFL because we've allowed 0 points against us.
Can they do it 15 more times?
And that was just week 1 too. You know, week 2 is different. You know, you win a game, and most coaches say, you know, bury the wins and bury the losses. Whatever you did the previous week, just forget about it and go on to the next week. You know, one game at a time or one play at a time, just like the old Marty Schottenheimer used to say. He was a good coach. It's just unfortunate that his teams just fell short in every playoff. The Browns or the Chargers.
It's interesting. He actually grew up a Jets fan.
He was a good coach.
What his dad was thinking. What Big Al was thinking.
Come on, D. Jalen Smith gets the sack on Manning. Nice job.
Jalen Smith.
2nd and 15 here. That's good for Jalen Smith. Give his confidence up a little bit. Clear eye view. By the way, I thought Jalen Smith looked good in the first preseason game against San Francisco. I think his ability to cut is way better than last year because it looked like he was still struggling on that knee and on that leg to really cut and move and really drift and be a good linebacker. He couldn't run and cut like he could in college before he got hurt. He was still pretty hindered with that, but now he's fully healthy and he looks very good. Well, they completed a long pass on us, but then that's going to be about a yard short. Yep, it is, and they're going to have to punt. Hopefully they don't fake it here.
4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball.
I hope they don't. I don't see fakes run much in this game.
You know, they create
they didn't fake it. They didn't fake it, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we threw a pick, but we forced him to a 3-and-out. So.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Yeah, Prescott, he threw a pick on his first pass.
But still not the way they were hoping
Not the way we wanted to start.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit.
Get out there to Gates quickly.
On the board on this one.
This little juke to get free. Thank you, Antonio.
Past the 25. A gain of 6.
Future Hall of Famer.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Let's flip the run. To the left.
The handoff left.
Oh!
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing.
How did he get? He got right through Frederick and brought us down.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
P.A. Reed is alternate to this play. I like
Off
this.
play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott.
I should have looked for Gates. Hearns was
and this
pretty
pass
much double
defense,
covered
they
on
were
that play. That wasn't a
sensational
good
in the
decision.
win last week, and they're looking
Oh, well,
good
we're
here
just
so
punting it.
far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, you know, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of
Nothing
it here.
going on that return for Shepard.
So each quarterback with an interception
And
here
that's the
in
end
what
of the
was a
first quarter.
mistake-filled first quarter. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got
Alright,
a first
so
and 10
we just punted the
inside
ball
their
back
own
to the
20-yard
Giants.
line.
As we
Manning
start
and
the
the
second
Giants
quarter,
come
we
up
got a
at
couple of
first and
goose
10
eggs on the
at their
scoreboard.
own 17-yard line.
See if we can change that here. First, we got to get off this field, defense. Got Adams, the tight end in motion.
They'll start out on the ground and Saquon
Good wrap up,
Barkley.
Lawrence.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line.
1 yard pickup by
DeMarcus Lawrence
Saquon.
in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind,
I thought the Browns were
especially
actually going to take him
in the
first
second half,
overall. I
when
feel
you've
like
got
they
running
should
back
have.
this size and
You know, they
these
got Carlos
dimensions,
Hyde, who they traded for from the 49ers, but I think it would have been way better if they drafted Saquon Barkley instead of the quarterback. Because they have Tyrod Taylor. I feel like almost in a way they didn't need Baker Mayfield. Because now there's a quarterback controversy in Cleveland. And if you ask me, they need to go with Tyrod Taylor at least in week 1. Now, if they want to put Baker in at some point during the year and they're struggling, you know, feel free to go ahead because you need to have the kid get reps. But I think Tyrod Taylor is just better than Baker. If you want to be a successful team this year, and I think Hugh Jackson's going to go with him because he doesn't want to lose his job. Because if they go, 1-15 or basically like 2-14, 3-13, oh yeah, he's fired for sure.
He gets this one away.
The talent is there for them to be possibly a 6-win team.
Here's Austin.
But, I just don't know. Because they're the Browns, and unless the Browns show that they're capable of closing games and winning games, I'm not really going to believe that they're going to be a true NFL playoff contender for a while. So, Lawrence is out for the game because of a PCL sprain. So that's just lovely. Fortunately, we got some depth at defensive end. I think Tony Ely will be going into the game now for the rest of the way. Which stinks, but it is what it is. But we got Antonio Gates wide open. He's still kind of slow, though, but he was able to get open pretty easily on that play. Just dumped it off in the flat and let him go. And the skinny post here.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam.
I'm going to go back to slants. I don't know about those posts.
There was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Here we go. Cole, nice catch. About 9 yards, I'd say, on the play.
And he'll go down at the
They're about a yard short.
Give him 9 there on the first down
See if we
completion.
can get this wide receiver
Some
quick
think the
here.
teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver who has a lot of stature to him. But
He's got
sometimes
speed.
the
He can,
little guys,
you
they
know
get
what?
lost in there. People
No,
can't really
let's
locate
change it.
them.
I saw him
They run that
creeping.
quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Yeah, we had to call a timeout.
Winding down, Jason Garrett
Clock was
opts
about
to take a timeout.
1 second
They'll
left.
have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hated doing that, but can't see.
Elliott.
Oh, get away! Oh, I thought Zeke could get away from there, but he couldn't. I think we're still a yard short. Yeah, we are.
The safety
Third down
Landon
and 1.
Collins there to make the tackle.
With a blunt dive.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with third down
pound
coming
it up
up,
the middle.
this
I
is
just
not
want
a
to gain
gimme
the
for the
yard,
offense.
just
They've
get
got to
the
figure
yard.
out what they want to do.
the drive
Do they
moving.
challenge their offensive line and try and run?
Oh,
Or
they got
can
such
see
good
that this is a
penetration
tough
there.
defense and put it in the air.
Call it
Pause.
no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th
Oh,
and
well,
1.
looks like we're kicking a field goal here.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish
you
who
know
they
what?
are, but on 3rd and short, that's
You know what?
really
No.
when you put it out there and tell
It's 4th
people
and
who you
1.
are.
Let's go
That's
for it.
exactly
I don't
what they
care.
did. For the
Let's go
offense,
for it here.
They're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
Running
We
with
do.
Elliott.
And it pays off. We get the first down and we keep the drive
He's
moving.
taken down at the 24.
Was that risky? Absolutely, but you got to risk it to get the distance.
To go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Pick that up.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Quick throw.
Hearns, nice grab.
Inside slant. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability
catch, Terrence.
to run it in, throw it.
Way to hold on to that one.
Shot at the end zone.
I didn't get you any catches last time, Terrence. I feel bad about that, man.
And he comes up with a first down on the play.
But I got you. And we're at the 2-minute warning. Still got nothing on the scoreboard. We're going to
back to Arlington right after
get the field goal. We're already in field goal range, so we're going to put some points on the board for sure on this drive, but I want to get in the end zone. Break this tie.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Look at the dive play here on 1st and goal. Let's see if we can run it with Zeke up the middle and get anything. Come on.
Now Elliott.
Decent blocking. Power. Down to the 1. We'll take it.
Run right there. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there.
6 yards after contact. Not bad at all.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness. Just about got him into the end zone.
1 man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal.
I'm going to take my time here and let's drain some of that clock because I don't want to give the ball back to the Giants and give them a chance to tie it. A little bit conservative here, you know, ball control, time of possession, that's when this offense is at its best.
He'll get it up the middle.
And we get a touchdown with Zeke.
Cowboys.
3rd touchdown of the year.
Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
I just said that, Brandon Gaughton, but thank you.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns.
All right, so we finally break the tie and get on the scoreboard here.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but
with the extra point, we are up 7-0 on those Giants.
And those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be up to that kind of a start.
Like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return.
All right, we still got 2 timeouts left in case we need to stop the clock, but we got to worry about those Giants. They got a minute 18 to go. It's kind of where Manning can make his mark sometimes, leading a comeback drive. Putting together solid drives.
Or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up.
Redskins killed the Colts 38-7, excuse me. We get a sack there by Jeff Heath. He played well last week, and he's picking up right where he left off for this one. So it's 2nd down and 18, and the Giants didn't call a timeout, surprisingly. I would have if I was them. That's trying to get points before the half. And Coney Ely is in the game now because Lawrence is out for the rest of the game with a PCL sprain, I think they said. Almost got a sack with Ely, but Doesn't makes the catch and gains 4.
But he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
All right, let's get off the field.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it,
come on,
comes together.
You get off the block, Crawford. Nice job.
Doing a little toe tap.
Go ahead and call a timeout.
Stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our
crew. Still have 1 left, but we're about to get the ball back.
Or the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Couple seconds to go.
As the drive
might try a couple of these.
We'll
see.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27.
There you go.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line.
There we go, nice grab.
They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play.
You know what?
Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
I went to the screenplay for a little bit, but I don't think it would work in this situation. But it's wide open with Prescott.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
No.
They go
Nothing
play
going on this
action
play.
here.
We'll just
First
take
down.
a field goal.
Gates has it.
Oh, I thought Gates was going to be able to break it.
And they got it inside
Let's
the
take our last
10
timeout with 2 seconds to go and kick a
And
field
we're
goal.
going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Bailey.
Got it. We're going to go into the half up by 10.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get
I
you
called
over
that
to Orlando,
timeouts
where
and
standing
got
by
down the
is
field in a
Jonathan
couple
Coachman.
plays and
He
kicked the
has
field
our
goal to
EA
go at 10
Sports
zip.
halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much.
Good
Welcome
first
in,
half.
everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take this one
It looks
on
like Lamar
the road.
Jackson's starting for the
Lamar
Ravens.
Jackson, 2 touchdown passes.
Wonder if Joe Flacco's hurt or if they decided to pull the trigger early on the Lamar Jackson era.
And they were
I know it's going to be
a
his time at some point, but I'd still go with Flacco.
Panthers.
Wow, and the Panthers are
Devontae
0-2
Freeman,
after we beat them
a
last week. They
touchdown
lose
run in the victory.
26-21 to Atlanta.
And finally on Monday night, a good one in the
And,
NFC.
the games around the league.
Bears from Soldier Field.
Redskins beat them. Tampa Bay beat
Meanwhile,
Philly.
our game has been a defensive
Wow.
struggle. Which
Eagles
offense
lost.
can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
That's pretty big.
All right, Coach,
Eagles
thank
lost.
you, and we welcome everyone
And
back
the
for
Redskins
quarter
lost too. I don't know if the
number
Redskins
3.
won in week 1 or not, but hopefully if we win this game and be 2-0,
This will be taken in at the 1.
we can gain some ground in the NFC East.
Just shy of
And this would
the
be a division
30-yard
win too,
line.
so that would help give us a little bit of a jump start. And I like that.
Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Prescott to throw it. Stepping up.
Prescott, just roll out of there.
He finds an opening past the 40. And he goes
Sideline.
out of bounds across the 40-yard
Some nice
line.
yards there.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part.
That turns.
That lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
The
That was a
halfback
nice
dive
run
here
slant route, and what the
goes
receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field.
Golly, they've been getting in the backfield all
use his
night.
body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Zeke really hasn't got anything
I think it's
going.
pretty
He got
evident
23
we can
yards
say
in this
what a
game,
difference a week
touchdown.
makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they
That's
stopped
decent,
him.
thank you.
To me, that's good
First
scouting
down.
and
Okay,
even
get
better execution.
Yeah, and they
Dak's
stopped
at
him on
100
the
yards
line
for the
there.
game.
They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. But Dallas first down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley.
Let's see if we
First
can
down
hit
throw for
Hearns
Prescott.
deep.
Airing it out for Hearns. So they took a shot.
Oh,
on
that didn't
first
work.
down, but
Tried the
couldn't
deep play.
connect. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the
Pass him
perfect
down,
word
Garrett.
for
Why
it,
do you have all run
precise,
plays
because
right
if you're at 70% or better,
I mean, I know Zeke's our best
2
player,
weeks in a
but
row, you have a job
can't be
to
going with
do
run
well
plays in
in
this
league,
situation,
don't you?
sir.
I mean, let's face
Touch
it, not
pass
just
to
West Coast
Beasley.
offense,
Oh, we almost caught it off the tip.
Another throw on second
Almost got
down,
that
and
ball.
this one incomplete as well. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does
on
come.
the catch Hearns. Open between two defenders.
Get this one down near the 20-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Let's see if we can run this quick again. Last time I audibled out of this because the defense
5
is
straight
right
completions
there.
here in this second
Yeah, you know what?
half.
They're
1st
still
and 10.
creeping. I think they know what's coming. Yeah, let's alternate plays. Let's audible.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott.
Oh, no! Dang it!
And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And the
Down
return
it is.
stops at the 39-yard
Golly.
line.
They came in with the fumble.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze
Was
me.
his knee
because
down?
You would think there would never be a fumble.
Ooh, that looks like a challengeable play. Ooh, can I challenge?
You hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much?
Can we challenge the play? Coaching. You can't challenge?
Practice not fumbling.
Practice
Really?
it, preach it.
Hold on, let's try it again. I want to take one more look.
Talk about
Can't
it all
challenge
the
the
time. You would
play?
think no one
Come
would
on,
ever
it looked
turn
like
it
his knee was
over.
down.
Yet they are humans out there running
well.
around, and we just saw another one.
Dak has turned the ball over
Opportunistic by
twice
the
this game.
defense.
He threw a pick in the first quarter, and he fumbles the ball here in
They'll
the
try and get this run game
third.
going. This is Barkley. And he'll get this out
Barkley
past the
standing up the middle for
45
his
to the
first decent run of the
47.
night.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and
All right,
1.
let's go defense.
You know,
Shake it
despite
off,
the
bounce back.
scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a
Nice
credit to
wrap-up
the
here.
defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made.
All right, it's 3rd
And
and
that just
2.
means you're one big score
go
away
defense.
from being right back there.
Now, the
Get off
question
the
is,
field.
can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 3rd down, Barkley. And
Flag
come
down.
as he gets forward for about 3
He was
yards.
holding.
Now let's check on the call.
Holding offense.
So some
All right,
holding
it is
on the
holding.
left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys
So now it's
trying to
3rd
move
down
those
and
big
9.
defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
All right, D. Come on.
On 3rd down, Manning.
Damn it.
Room here.
Oh, how do we let Eli Manning get free?
Avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Come over there with
Nice
the big
gain
hit
of
stick by the
21
Woods, but he couldn't on that
yards.
play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
All right.
A 1st down carry for Barkley.
Oh, he's-
Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein
Barkley
it
hasn't
at
gotten
the
loose. He's
line
only
of
got 13
scrimmage.
yards in this game.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic.
All right,
but that
come
also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall.
I knew it was
essence
only a
of
matter of
the
time
game.
before
And
Odell
he
got
gets this
loose.
one all the way down
Well, that's
inside
the end of the 3rd
15,
quarter,
just
and we're up
shy
by
of
10, but
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night.
New York's-
we'll return
New York's,
with more
threatening.
after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Giants with possession of the football, but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
all right, D.
On 1st down, Manning.
There, Crawford. No, that's going to be way
His
incomplete.
pass
Threw it off the
incomplete.
freaking crossbar. No, not the crossbar, but the uprights.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Come on, D.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley.
Oh,
Now they're going to get him down right
I feel like
at
broke
the
a
line of
tackle and
scrimmage.
he was loose for a bit.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any
3rd
stretch
down
of the
upcoming.
imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Come on.
Throwing now is Manning. That's complete. Right
Didn't get the sack, but we stopped him short.
And he'll be brought down this time
They
at
should
the
take a field goal here.
5-yard
I mean, I
line.
would if I was them.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Dislocated shoulder, not able to return. Wow, so we got Taco Charlton now.
In the slot,
That
out
bites.
wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Well, those are the first points of the
Rosas
season we've
puts
given up
this
because we
one
shut out
through.
Carolina
And
last
they
week,
get
but
themselves
gave
on
them
the
a field
board
goal
here.
there.
It's 10-3. All right, so they
Still
needed
up by
2 scores
7.
to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe
Still
not
looking
exactly
good.
what they wanted, but the
But I want to
necessary
take some
first
time
step.
off the
There's
clock
still
on this
time
drive for sure. If we can
remaining,
just
and
get
there's
Zeke
enough
going,
time
I
to
feel like
get
we
it
can
done. They gotta
run our
get
way to
at
victory,
least
literally.
A 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets
Tavon
him
Austin
across
just
the
got
30
like
to
thrown
the
off somebody's
33-yard
back
line.
onto the ground on that play.
The Giants defense working their way back onto the field now. And recovered a fumble
defense is
on their
down
side of the
Zeke all
field
night.
last time. Led to a field goal. We'll see if they can force another turnover now.
You gotta love the way
And
that
they really still are.
last series. It's
They just haven't been
almost
able to
like
bust
baseball when
loose.
a guy is hitting really well.
Not one
See
bit.
ball, hit ball, right?
Pretty simple.
In this case, they'll make it simple on defense. See ball, get ball, and that's exactly what they did.
Going back to the archaic time.
Yes, sir. Make it simple.
Second down. Prescott.
Beasley missed
And
catch.
Beasley with it over the middle.
Couple yards short.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air.
All right, let's
I think
see if
a
we
lot
can
of people
pick
might
this
expect
up on
them
the
to run
ground.
ball in this situation, Brandon, but
Blunt dive
with
is a
this
play
lead,
we've had
they're
success
electing to
with in
throw
this
the
game.
football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 3rd down.
First down, Zeke. There we go.
And he's got
We
the
needed
first
that.
down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays.
Thought about running it with
3 to
Dak, but I
4,
saw
and
Gates
really
was
put you in a
open and I
stressful
decided to
spot.
dump it off to him. Hit the run and go left.
This is Elliott.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Quickly. And
Goodson
he's gonna
came
be
right
stopped
in through the
before he
middle
can even get
screaming.
started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd
Upper
down.
arm fracture. Zach
Obviously,
Martin's
that's
out
some
too.
good work there defensively, being
Golly.
able to stop
Everybody's
them
getting
and
hurt
bring
in
up
this
a key
game.
3rd down. But if you're on the offensive
Hopefully
side
none of
the
these guys
ball,
are out
there's
for an extended
opportunity
period of
because I know
time,
what
'cause
defensive
that would
guys are
really
thinking right
hurt.
now. To stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And look at
Damn
this.
it.
They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Eli Apple got us.
Picked off by Eli Apple. And he's able to
exactly
get
what
it
we wanted
back
to
to
do.
the 41-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski.
All right, D.
That's the word we
Take it
use
off.
when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. And that worked really
Let's
well
wrap up the
last
week.
week.
Yeah, way to drag him down for a loss.
This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but bro, he's playing really well.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12.
All right,
after the
2-minute
first down
warning.
pass play
We just
went
threw another
backwards
pick
for
with
2
Dak,
yards.
so that gives him 2 for the
Time a
game.
break.
We're running
to
out
see
of
what
guys.
happens
We've
after
got
this.
some guys hurt. Charlton's out for the game. I think Lawrence is out too. Zach
it's
Martin
Giants
is out.
football here
We
as
lost
we
like
welcome
3
you
key
back.
guys in this
And
game.
let's see what they've come up with.
Hopefully none of these guys
offensively
are out
after
for a
having
long
to talk
time.
it over.
The fact that with Martin's injury, it's an upper arm fracture, my guess is that he's going to be out for more than just the rest of today's game. That really hurts, because Marcus Martin is a 65 overall.
Manning to throw on 2nd down.
And I don't know about him. Oh, but we get a sack. Oh, we didn't get a sack, but we forced an incompletion.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive
So it's
line,
3rd and
unable to keep
12 now.
leverage, unable to keep people away.
It's a big
Facing
play
a
right
lot of
here
pressure.
potentially for the game. We can stop them here. We got a
Just
chance
get rid
to
of
ice
it.
this
One of the
one.
reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the
Big
pressure.
play of the
We
game
saw
right
another
here.
example of it there.
Especially for the Giants. They get this. They still got a life.
Back to
Right,
throw.
come on, D. Let's get to Manning. Get him, Ely. Thank you. Sack.
Throw off
Big time sack there by Ely.
What a huge play.
Oh, I forgot about the
to
fact
start
that
the
they
game.
can probably still go for it.
In there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
And they're not calling a timeout here. They're going to keep running it.
He'll look to throw.
Crawford. Oh, almost a pick by Smith. And no big deal. It's turnover on downs, and we get the ball, and we can close this thing out.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
Big stop defense.
They have the lead,
Two big stops in a row.
late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion.
We're going to try to run
and
as
that
best
helps
we
you
can.
immeasurably. But the bottom
That
line
Giants
is,
defense has
do all
swarmed
the
Zeke
things
all
that you're
night.
taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that
He's
become
been able
an issue.
to
Yeah, but still a one
get a couple of
game.
decent
This one
runs,
not
but he hasn't
fully
been able to
over
bust
yet.
loose at all.
Again, it's Elliott.
Come on.
Oh,
And he gets
now
pushed
he
out of
bowls him
bounds.
over.
I didn't want that. He lost a yard. Shoulder tear? Come on. Man, we're losing everybody.
The Cowboys on third down.
This is
They've hit
really
it 50%,
turning into a
3
tough
of
game.
6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
We may be signing a bunch of free agents
Here's Elliott.
after this week, based on all the bodies we're
And he'll
losing.
be brought down
Zeke
at
almost
the
ran for the
21,
first
just
down
shy of
right
the
there,
20
but he
in the
came
red
up just
zone.
short. All right, well, Giants just called a timeout, and they have one left. Beasley has an abdominal tear. Oh, my goodness. Wow, everybody's getting hurt.
So
We're
on
going to have to pick up a
fourth
lot of guys
down,
on waivers
out
if
trots
these
the
injuries
kicker
are serious.
in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score
Man,
game.
getting everybody
And
hurt.
Bailey able to knock it
Fortunately,
through.
Beasley taxed on the field goal. So I'll tell you one thing, you know, it looks like we're gonna walk out of here with the W, but we're walking out also with a bunch of injuries, which is not good. Especially for all this to happen in week 2. We might be signing a bunch of guys over. We might be bringing a bunch of practice squad guys over. I don't want to have to sign a whole bunch of free agents. We might just go ahead and go with some practice squad players, because we got some receivers on practice squad, I think, and we got some other guys there too. So we're going to be getting some players off of waivers and whatnot.
Back out onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know
Defense
that they
played
need to
well,
score
though, in the
quickly.
first 2 games, including this one.
Onside kick and get the ball back.
But
and score again.
we've
But they
been
can't
playing
worry
the rest
about
of this
last
game
2
really
points.
is
The only thing that
once the guy's hurt.
matters is
Well,
scoring
Sean Lee's
quickly.
still in the
They
game.
take
He
it from there.
hasn't gotten hurt, so that's good to see.
At the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Now Manning.
Oh, started loose, incomplete. I thought for sure Ingram was going to catch that.
It's incomplete. Tried to go for the big one
Prescott's
there on
playing
2nd
way
down.
better
Now
than
they're
him.
likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the
Those
big
numbers
shot,
really just
right?
flashed
So
on the screen.
defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you.
Come on,
Make
D.
everything get completed in
A
front.
couple more downs here.
To throw is Manning.
Oh, David Irving almost got him.
And this is intercepted.
Pick by Awuzie to ice it. Way to go.
Awuzie with a pick.
I wasn't 100% sure if he caught that in bounds. Hopefully they don't challenge. That looked like it was in bounds to me. Hopefully the officials don't call it. Yep, nope, no challenge. Big time pick by Awuzie, and that'll basically put the icing on the cake in this one.
Another carry.
Well, there's been nothing open on the right side, and there won't be for the rest of the game because Zach Martin's out.
Decent run there following the display of quick
They just
feet
called their
down
last
just
timeout.
inside
Didn't
the
really do them any
45.
good because we're
And
going
now
to
we're
run
going to
and
get a
get this
timeout
game
here
over
called
with.
by the defense. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds
But
left to go in the
unfortunately,
game.
we've got a boatload of injuries that happen in this game, so we might have a tough couple of weeks ahead. Fortunately, Prescott is not one of those injuries. Fortunately, none of the players who we've gotten hurt are really big, key all-star players on our team like Zeke
You're asking the question that
or
I'm
Dak,
asking
but
as well, because
we've lost some guys.
Where coaches decide maybe they get a
We're
little
gonna have
greedy.
to
I don't know if
take
they're
a
doing
look
it
at
for
what we
stats or
got
for what
and see what
reason.
we can work
We've seen
with.
it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle in the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Cowboys
Take a knee, and we're going to walk out of here with a 13-3 win. So So in the first 2 games, we've only surrendered 3 points combined, which is pretty good for the defense. So we're off to a 2-0 start to the season. Not bad. We kind of won a defensive struggle, you could say. We scored 24 points last week, but we only scored 13 this week. But a win is a win, and we'll take it, even if it's an ugly one.
Cowboys, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0.
So based on the fact that we're 2-0,
on the Seattle Seahawks.
And
meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll look
all right,
to
so the
regroup
Giants are
next week
1-1. I don't know what the Redskins are, but I know the Eagles. They might be 1-1 as well. Yeah, they are. They are based on the scoreboard that we saw at halftime. So anyway, Prescott was 12 of 17, 134 yards. He had a decent game, no passing touchdowns. He had 34 yards rushing as well. Of course, Zeke led the way in rushing, 17 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, the only touchdown of the game. Antonio Gates was our leading receiver, 5 catches, 65 yards. Only 12 receptions all around, so not exactly the most explosive offensive game we had. Sean Lee led the way with total tackles with 6. Tyrone Crawford had 2 tackles for loss, but he's hurt for I don't know how long. Ely had a sack, Jalen Smith had a sack, and Jeff Heath had a sack as well. So we're going to take a look at our injury report because it's probably going to have a bunch of names on it now. Definitely don't want to have a lot of injuries happen early in the season. Although it's not too bad because we at least have some time to find some players to replace some of these guys if in fact we have a bunch of injuries. So anyway, let's just upgrade. No, actually no. Let's see. Let's upgrade Ely because he'll need all the upgrades he can get. The power upgrade. Let's upgrade Hearns. Possession, deep threat. Deep threat. Let's upgrade that. It's a little bit different than the last Madden, but I like it. Alan Hearns. Oh, his Hall of Fame goals, I guess. Legacy is only 75 in the season with total 75 receptions. Yeah. Okay, so we're 2-0, but we have 3 new injuries. Let's view the injury report. Tyrone Crawford out for 5 weeks with a shoulder tear. Cole Beasley's out for 4 weeks with an abdominal tear. Oh boy, Zach Martin's out for 8 weeks with an upper arm fracture. Wow. Well, let's go ahead and advance the week. And we got the Seattle Seahawks coming up next. I'm going to end this live stream soon, but I want to take a look at the depth chart and see what we're working with as far as our backups, because we got some decisions to make in that department. So as far as receiver, we still have Thompson, Gallup, and Austin. Beasley's going to be out for a few weeks. I can take Beasley being out at receiver. I don't know if I can take Marcus Martin at a 65 overall being our right guard. If we sign somebody, I think we have to cut somebody else, which I don't really want to do. Fortunately, Taco Charlton got hurt, but he'll be healthy enough. Let's see. Do we have another right defensive end? No, we got Randy Gregory. Let's put Gregory in at right end. Is Gregory injured? I forget. No, Gregory's not hurt. If he was hurt, he wouldn't be in there. All right, so cool. So we made a couple of... let me go to the right guards and see if we have any extra right guards. I don't think we do. I think we're just down to Zach Martin and Marcus Martin. I'm going to put Kadeem Edwards in as the backup right guard, just so we have somebody to hold it down for a little bit. We have him as the backup left guard, too. So this is what we're going to roll with. Let me see if we can sign somebody over from practice squad. Can we sign guys from practice squad here? No. Let me go to the practice squad really quick, because maybe we could bring somebody over. Oh, actually, I don't know if we can, because I mean we have to cut somebody. Let's go to practice squad. Do we have an offensive lineman we can bring over? No, we don't. We have a couple of receivers. Let's go to other teams' practice squads. Maybe see if we can. No, you know. Jaleel Scott has been signed to a 1-year contract. Okay. Just signing him over so that way we have another receiver that we could use. Although, I will say this, with Jaleel Scott, I got to change your number, sir. Number 12 is retired. Yeah, I just activated him for depth, really. Edit. Let's see. Let's make him number 14. Yeah. Yeah, he looks good as number 14. So we're going to have him as one of our backup receivers. I mean, we're fine at receiver, but we don't have any guards or anybody like that on practice squad, so we're just going to have to roll with what we got. Yeah, so we're going to substitute Scott as our 6th receiver. If we go 6 wide. Yeah, we're just going to move him from practice squad. We'll probably put him back on the practice squad. Oh, but then we do have to cut somebody. Okay. Let's see. Who can we cut and not have a lot of... Is there somebody we can move to practice squad? Ah, God. Darn it. Just move Jaleel Scott back to practice squad. Okay, that was a stupid decision. So before we end this live stream, let me see if I can negotiate with DeMarcus Lawrence and get him to stick around for a couple more years. Let's start the negotiations with him. Let's see. This dude is asking for... Let's see, desired versus desired, proposed contract, yeah. Fair offer, yeah. Let's just see about this first offer. Actually, you know what? No. I want to keep him around for like 3 years. Let's see if we'll increase this just a little bit. We still have a lot of cap room, $85 million. Cap it, it's $10 million. Let me see if that'll do it. This offer is poor across the board. I don't like the salary, bonus, or length. Oh, God. Let's see about Irving. We can negotiate with him, too. Can we keep him around for 3 years? That offer is just poor. Wow. Okay. So we're going to have to try next week with Lawrence and Irving. I lowballed on the first try. I'm going to go ahead and scout players. Manage your draft with the handcrafted, shared by the community. Auto draft class to give you the most balanced experience. You can also use a local draft class. Ooh. Download from Madden Share. Let's see about draft classes out there. This is something also cool about franchise. I forgot about that you can have custom draft classes. Let's see if there's any roster out there. Community files. Yeah, thank you. Ooh. Social media, give feedback, recommendations. Well, let's see which one has like the most downloads. Looks like this one, 7,000, 2009 draft. Yeah. Let's download file. Yeah, this is another great authentic thing about scouting players that I forgot about, because you can download community files and you can have that draft class with accurate players. So we'll actually be scouting legitimate players in college, which is really, really cool.
Here are all the players that
like, see, look at this. Now, okay, you know what? This is some good stuff that I forgot about. Like, look at all this. Yeah. Yeah. We know about all the scouting points and whatnot. We know all the diamonds in the rough and all that stuff. Yeah, thank you. Of course, you know, everybody's going to scout Nick Bosa. Might as well.
Other teams will undervalue this player, and you may get...
Yeah, see, these are all legitimate college players. Nick Bosa, Ohio State. Ed Oliver in Houston. Will Clore, Howard Daniel. Miles Cameron, quarterback from Oklahoma. Don't really know him. Anybody else I know? Ray Hall from USC, left tackle. He's pretty good. Yeah, this is awesome. Let me go to all positions because I want to go ahead and scout Ed Oliver for sure. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a diamond for sure. Let's get away from some of the top players and let's go to some of the Miles Cameron. Let's go ahead and scout him because it says he fits our scheme. Might as well. Yeah. Let's see about other QBs. Lucas Creighton. TJ Young. I don't really recognize any of these other quarterbacks here. I don't see anybody like Will Grier, but let's go to halfbacks. Antonio Cobb from Houston. He's a scheme fit. I mean, I am going to scout some of the like top players, but I also want to scout some guys that fit our scheme. We've got a lot of scouting points left. Scout a fullback. Let's see about receivers. Anthony Obi from LSU. Let's go ahead and scout him. We can always use another deep threat. Garland, sure. Oh, we don't have enough points. Okay, we got 13 points left is all. All right. So, we're 2-0 to start the season, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. Thank you all for checking it out. Episode 3. Hopefully I'll be live streaming again within the next few days. I might even tomorrow if I have time, or on Sunday. I'll just have to see how my schedule works out. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night, and I'm out.